You don't know a thing about me. Baby, you know a thing about me. Oh, you gotta love that Kelly Clarkson. She is talented. Well, look, I have a lot to talk about. I had a very interesting day, and it just makes me feel good that you would want to share some of it with me, and that you would let me share with you a couple of the things that happened. Now, before I get to that, I want to put a couple of shout outs. First of all, shout out to Only in Christ. My friend's channel has just put up Chapter 7 from Crisis of Conscience in audio form. This guy is good, and it takes hours and hours and hours of work. And go to Only in Christ, that channel. I'm going to put it in the description if you want to watch more of Ray Franz's excellent books in audio format. That is a labor of love, and thank you for that. Secondly, a more important shout out, really, come on, my friend Isaac. Isaac, my friend, you are on the cusp of your emancipation. You are right on the edge of leaving the Cult of Watchtower on your terms. And tomorrow night, when you meet with those three elders and you speak tat and you speak truth to them, be confident, because you are going to kick ass. You are going to do so well, and I know that you're going to do it in a respectful way and in an honest way, and also in a secret spy cam way, if you know what I mean. Oh my God, please, Isaac, beat my record, beat it bad, do the best YouTube undercover JC video that's ever been done. Hats off to you, my friend. Tomorrow night is going to be exciting, and I will be talking about how it goes on a future video and pointing people to your video once it gets posted, because it is going to be epic. Now, thank you for that. I had an emotional day today, interesting emotional day today, and I'll tell you why. I received a Facebook request, or actually, I got a message from a girl that I had requested, and this young lady is poised, is talented. She has a beautiful young daughter, and I knew her when she was just a little bitty. When she was young, I was one of the elders in her congregation back in Porterville. Well, of course, she's out of the cult. She's doing well. She had a few questions for me. She had a few comments. She thanked me for my DFing videos, for my apostasy trial, September of 2012 when I recorded that. And then the conversation turned to, how's so-and-so doing? Have you heard about this? Have you heard about that? She had some questions for me. I was able to help give her some clarity on the way some things worked, because she hasn't mentally been out that long. She's still grappling with family members that are in. But then she said, "Oh, did you hear Robert? He died. I think it was just a few months ago." And when she said that to me, it just, my jaw dropped, because Robert and I were good friends for years and years. Way back in the day, I was just fresh out of Bethel. I was a regular pioneer. I had just moved into the Porterville area. And here Robert and I became friends because they asked me to study with him. Can you study with this fellow? He's kind of a troubled JW guy. He was raised around the truth. He's been having some problems. And of course, I'm a pioneer. I'm going to jump at a chance for a Bible study. And Robert, even though he was a couple years older than me, we forged a connection, and we were friends ever since. And as recently as just 2 years ago, I was out. Robert came over to my neck of the woods, a few hours drive. We hung out together. We rode on his jet ski. We had a meal together, and we talked. And Robert was not active at the time, but he still had a lot of that in his mind. He still believed it all, and I didn't even bring it up. I did not talk about it. He wanted to know, of course, what happened with my divorce and how that could have happened. And I just kept it simple. I didn't sling any gossip about my ex or about anybody else, because he wasn't ready for that, and that was okay. And we had a nice visit, and we texted here and there off and on for a number of months after that. And then about a year and a half ago, never heard from him again. And I wondered, I hoped that he was okay, but I was used to it. I am used to it. I'm used to sending out messages to friends or former friends that never ever get answered, because I'm such an evil, scary guy. Yeah, I'm terrifying. So she gives me this news, and I just felt a wave of emotion come over me, because I thought I should have been there for Robert. I could have done something, because, and it turns out, he didn't die of natural causes. Man was only 48 years old. He just couldn't take the guilt, the pressure, sobriety, whatever. Robert had struggled with addiction for many, many years. And he had also struggled with all the guilt and the condemnation that was reaped, just piled is a better word, piled upon him from his parents and the local congregation. And you know what? They're just carrying out their cult programming, but regardless, it did him in. It did in my friend Robert. He couldn't take it. I was able to find an obituary. I looked it up, found it in the local paper, and he died late last year, 48 years old. And so it got me to thinking. I finished my conversation with this sweet young lady and wished her well, and in fact invited her to come visit me and my family and my awesome girlfriend and my kids, and hopefully she'll take me up on that offer and do that. But after that, I'm sitting there, and I've got this Facebook page open, and I began to look at her Facebook friends, and then of course JW start popping up in there that I used to know. And I wanted to find Robert's family members, and I wanted to just send them a message and just let them know, that I extend my heartfelt condolences. And that's what I did. I found his sister, and I sent her a Facebook message. Maybe she'll get it, maybe she won't. Facebook is kind of funky. It goes into an other folder. I know you might already know this. It goes into an other folder if you are not a Facebook friend of theirs when you message them. So, I've had people send me messages, and then months later, I said, oh, hey, there's this other folder, and there's a 1 in there, parentheses 1 in there, that I never even knew about. Facebook intentionally hides that other folder. They intentionally make it hard to find. They tried to monetize it a couple of years ago, where they were going to charge you, I think it was $1 each time you tried to send a message to someone you weren't a friend with. Well, that went over like a fart in a spacesuit, and they did away with that. But what they've done now is it doesn't cost you anything, but it gets kind of hidden. Anyways, I got off track. Sorry about that. So I messaged Robert's sister, and I let her know. And also a couple of his closer friends that, of course, I knew well. They were in my old congregation. I was one of their shepherds. And I just thought, you know what? I'm just going to do it, and I messaged a few of them, and I said, I just found out about Robert's passing. He died too young. I just felt like messaging you to let you know that I wish I could have been there for him, because I know he was a friend of yours too, etc., etc. And who knows? Who knows? There's a lot of asleep in the org dubs out there, and there's a lot of awake in the org dubs out there. One doesn't know. If you're still going to the Kingdom Hall, you might be sitting right next to a person that knows Tat, that might have a screen name that you've seen before on JWSWitness.com or XJW's International on Facebook. There's just so many of these witnesses that are right on the edge. They're about to come unraveled. They're about to go off the deep end, or they almost wish that they would and have an excuse to get away. But they soldier on. They soldier on, walking on spiritual broken glass with bare feet, because they think that's what Jehovah wants them to do. They do it because they're afraid of what their family members will think otherwise. Well, what are they going to think of me if I don't come to the Kingdom Hall? It makes me sick to my stomach to even show up, but I'm going to do it anyway. You see? And so they soldier on, and they give themselves ulcers and illnesses, and they make themselves feel like crap, but they do it anyway. And look, and that makes me think of Memorial. The Jehovah's Witnesses are having their uncelebration April the 3rd. April the 3rd, the day you must not miss. You better not miss Memorial, or you're going straight to hell. I mean, die at Armageddon. That's the way that people are made to feel. And perhaps you're going to go to the Memorial this year. You know what? If you need to do it to satisfy a family member, to play the game, then you have to do it. I'm certainly not going to condemn you for that. I did that one year, the last time I went to the Memorial. And yeah, I just did it because it was expected of me, even though I knew it was a crock. I will say this, going to the Memorial after you have awakened to the truth about the truth, it's educational. Because once you wake up and you go to this, this fake ritualistic baloney meeting that's the same every year, year in and year out, and year in and year out, and year in and year out, and year in and year out, you start to realize, again, it's just one more veil that is pulled from your eyes, and the curtain pulled back, and the little wizard that's not a wizard is behind there pulling the levers. So we do what we have to do, and I felt like I had to message some of these people, and I wanted to, and I did it. And then I start stumbling around all these J-dubs that I knew, that I had mentored, that had helped me and had mentored me, some of the older ones. I stumbled across Joe and Sandrika's Facebook. If you are some kind of big follower of my videos, you might know who they are. They're the ones that basically turned me into the elders, and were the two witnesses against my apostasy. And you know what? I sent Joe a message, used to be my best friend. And I just said, it's nice to see how happy you and Sandrika are. And I just want you to know I'm here for you anytime in the future if you need me. And I meant it. I didn't say it, in a wise guy kind of way. I didn't message him in some sort of a way to try to get a reaction. I just said it because I meant it and I felt it. when I tell people things, I really honestly mean what I tell them. It's almost impossible for me to hide the fact that I don't like you or I do like you. If I like you, you're going to know about it. If I don't like you, you'll probably know about it. I just can't. You know what? In other situations, you know, I can play the game or I can be an actor, but when it comes to that, I just can't do it. So I did what I did. You know, some of you might agree, some of you might disagree with that kind of a message or those kinds of messages. I would be curious to get some of your feedback because, you know, should I continue to try to message more of these dubs that, you know, think I'm slime? Should I? I don't know. There's a part of me that enjoys doing it just so I can let them know that I'm still around and that I care about them. And that, what do you know, I'm doing okay. I haven't dissolved into a pile of goo. Jehovah hasn't struck me down like Korah yet. You know, that alone, I guess maybe that's my perverse side. Makes me kind of... and that's not why I do it. I message these people because I thought maybe they'll message me back. Maybe this will be the one little, you know, straw that helps break the Watchtower yoke upon their back. Who knows? If you have any stories along those lines, let me know because I would love to hear about those. Email me anytime, JWStruggle@gmail.com. That's the best way to get a hold of me. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, you know, think about doing it. Just subscribe. I send out a new video every Saturday. I have been able to do that consistently now for... it's been almost a year now. I haven't missed a weekly video. It's, you know, it's therapeutic. It's good. It helps people. It helps me, and that's why I do it. Again, thank you for listening. Thanks for letting me share this. You know, I just it was hard today, but I'm glad that it happened. I'm glad that I found out, obviously, about my friend Robert. It's a pity that he passed, but you know what? I think that there's good that can come out of it. Hang in there, strugglers. Thanks again. Nice talking to you.
The order is rapidly fading, for the times they are a-changing.